Alright. Go. This is x.a.n.a and my wonderful co-host and fiance.
Katie.
For truly pointless radio. So, we got another good episode. I'll have to change the title later. But, yeah, so don't get that misconstrued. But, today's topics are as follows. Doom Switch team devs response to their harassment. More Pokemon Go news. And, single player DLC canceled for GTA 5. And, oh yeah, the mobile Animal Crossing has kind of been leaked, but I'll give my thoughts on it. Um, so, and then, Nintendo Switch's first portable dock. So, let's go on the first topic you want to start with.
So, Animal Crossing. So as you may know, I don't know if it's available all over the country yet, all over the world yet, but they just revealed Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, which is kind of like it's basically just like all camping. So it's a mobile game, and basically it's like graphics on par with like Wild World and stuff like
Actually, it's
that.
more on par with New Leaf from the footage I've seen from your game versus Pocket Camp.
Okay, I was wrong. Sorry, but so I haven't played it yet, but I plan to eventually, and it looks really interesting. And then in New Leaf, I recently discovered something that I didn't know I could do, and that is fortune cookies are 2 play coins each, and you have a chance of getting exclusive Nintendo furniture, accessories, and clothing.
Ooh.
I'm trying to get the Triforce and the Master Sword in Animal Crossing, but it's not working out well. But if you want to check out all the Nintendo items I have currently, other than the 2 I got today, which was a Labrador statue or something, and a 3DS inside the game, you can go check out that video on my channel. It's up now, where I open fortune cookies. And then also in the winter, you can build a snowman. And there's 4 snow people you can build. There's Snow Ma'am, where if you bring her 3 snowflakes, which you can catch with your net, she will give you a ice item for your house, ice furniture. Snow Tyke will give you something snowman themed if you build all 4 of his family members. Snow Boy, I think, will send you something snowman themed as well, or ice themed in the mail. And then Snowman is, if you build him, he will play bingo with you, and you can do bingo card as many like once a day for as long as he's in your town, and you can build more and more. But he will melt after the course of a couple of days. So depending on how
the
well
fact
you want him.
you said we can build snowman, I just have to make this little reference. Do you want to build a snowman? Yeah, I can't help it.
I understand. So those are 2 things in Animal Crossing that you can do in the winter that I didn't know you could do. And then, of course, there is the typical fall stuff like the Harvest Festival, Jack coming to visit you, stuff like that. Oh, if you have the Welcome Amiibo update, there is a chance that Jack will park his RV for one night in your town, and you can get some of his Halloween stuff other than on Halloween. So. Next, I guess we can talk about Pokemon.
Yep.
Now, I'm primarily talking mostly about this because DJ hasn't been out to play it.
Yeah, partially due to the factor, as of today, the weather has gotten too damn cold to even think of
So I've been logging into his file and catching the ghost types for him.
Thanks, hon.
Because I work at a place where there's 4 or 5 Pokestops, so.
Lucky.
But I don't play it on the clock. Don't think that, you guys. I play it on break and before I get there and before I leave. I don't play on the clock. Nice try. So I've been catching that for him. Oh, I caught you, Witch Hat Pikachu, by the way.
Sweet.
And then, yeah, so there's a Witch Hat Pikachu. There's 3, well, technically 5 Gen 3 Ghost type Pokemon. There's Shuppet into Bayonet, Duskull into Dusclops, Dusknoir is Gen 4, and then Sableye. Sableye has the chance to be shiny, which is gold. Gold Sableye is the shiny one.
Yeah, because
and then of course
I just saw something on Facebook on my feed that apparently another shiny has appeared.
Oh?
Yeah.
What shiny?
Well, let me see if I can't pull up the article.
This is breaking news to me, guys. I didn't know this.
Yeah, so apparently, where did I see it? I'm pretty far down my feed right now.
I'm gonna keep talking while you find that. But yeah, if you evolve Witch Hat Pikachu into Raichu, it'll still have the Witch Hat. So, little tidbit there. When you transfer them, it'll say, do you want to transfer this event Pokemon, sorry. You say yes, if you want to. So, until he finds that article, the only shiny Pokemon I know of is the Pikachu line, which is Pichu, Pikachu, and Raichu, Sableye, and Magikarp and Gyarados. So...
Yeah, so
also,
shiny for Halloween. It's actually 2 more shiny Pokemon. Earlier today, players around the world discovered that shiny Duskull are now appearing in the wild.
Ooh!
And then, but it initially wasn't available in its shiny coloration until earlier today. Let's see here.
Wow.
While it's unclear whether shiny Dusclops are also appearing in the wild, any player that catches a shiny Duskull can evolve it into a Dusclops, meaning 2 new shiny Pokemon that were technically added to the game.
So, considering how rare a wild Dusclops spawn is, you're probably not going to find a shiny Dusclops in the wild. But shiny Duskull maybe, because Duskull are fairly common right now. And also, with the Halloween event, spooky Pokemon spawns have increased. So, like, Houndour, Cubone, Misdreavus, Murkrow, Meowth. I caught a wild Marowak the other day. And you can also find wild Espeon and Umbreon, and apparently other evolutions as well, because on break at work the other day, I caught a wild Vaporeon, so that was really interesting. And also Hoot Hoot have become more common, if they weren't common enough. So, and there's other cool exclusives your trainer can wear for Halloween as well. There's a Mimikyu hat, and I think that's it for that. And of course, double XP, double candies, and special gift boxes in the shop. So, that's what that's about. And then in Pokemon TCG news, I actually have a little bit of news on the next set. So supposedly it's pretty uncommon right now and only available in Japan because Japan gets Pokemon cards before us, of course. So do you know how introduced in Gen 7, the first set of Gen 7 and so on and so forth, we had Rainbow Rares, Rainbow Hyper Rares? Well, supposedly in the next set you can get Gold Hyper Rares.
Oh boy.
So you can get gold cards now. Because a YouTuber, I'm not going to say his name because I don't know if he wants me to do that, but he was opening a Japanese set and pulled a gold Solgaleo set. And just to answer y'all's probable question, we do not have any new information on Ultra Sun and Moon at this time. I don't know if we're going to get more, but because it's getting pretty close to the game's release. It's like 3 weeks or something like that now.
Yeah.
So we're probably not going to get any more information. There's not new starters to reveal, obviously, because
it's the same starters
you know,
from the original game.
It's the same starters because it's the same region, yeah. But just there's been a lot of really good information leaked, and I don't know if they're going to leak anymore. And the reason why they say that Ultra Sun and Moon, despite everybody being really sad about it, is the last main core Pokemon game on the 3DS is because in an interview with one of the people that works at Pokemon Nintendo, or whatever it's called, he said that Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon maxes out the limitations of Pokemon on the 3DS. So that is why the next main series Pokemon game, whether it be Gen 4 remakes, Gen 8, another extension to Ultra Sun and Moon, maybe Pokemon Stars, who knows, but that's why it's going to be on the Switch.
Yeah.
Got anything to add, DJ?
No.
What?
Not at the moment. But yeah, apparently.
And then, of course,
I guess, in the other news I mentioned, the Switch team for Doom, they've been getting harassed and just been called names, the whole nine, when it comes to the game that they've finally ported over to the Switch, and a whole lot of complaints from people who basically I'd like to call armchair developers. Like, they don't know what they really know what to do because they haven't been in this field. And the developers are just like, shove off. Like, we hear you, but like, we don't need this constant bickering, moaning, and bitching with this whole spiel. And you know what? I have to agree with the developers on this, because once again, this is granted. I believe it's like mostly coming from the people who are hating and complaining. Oh, it's only 30 frames per second. Oh, it's only 720p. I don't give a damn, and neither do they. They said as long as it runs smooth and plays fine, which it does. Because I've actually tried today, which I don't know what it is. I think that's partially the reason why my PC wasn't ringing at me or something. But Like, I was testing Doom on my APU, actually. At 720p.
Yeah, I tried calling him earlier, and it didn't ring.
720p low settings at 30 frames per second, and I can tell you right now, basically I put it settings that were kind of similar to what I saw for the visuals on the Switch version from all the footage that I could find. And, you know, from what I can tell you guys, it's spot on and perfect. It plays good. Like, 720p 30 isn't bad. So those who are all butthurt and are thinking, oh, it's either 60 frames per second and higher or nothing, y'all just need to shut your traps. And if you don't like it, don't buy it. It's as simple as that. So, on top of that, oh, Rockstar. A developer I've usually given praise in the past years. As
Literally, guys, last night he was talking about making a rant video about this, and he doesn't make rant videos often.
Yeah, basically, they're not going to make any single-player expansions. Mostly.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about the other
GTA Online, with its shark card microtransactions to get in-game money, is making them a buttload of cash. And they don't think that the expansions would make them as much money.
Oh, is this Rockstar?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about the other developer. That's the one you want to rant about.
Oh.
Not this one.
We'll get to that. Basically, all I gotta say to this is, Rockstar, you have no clue how much we've been wanting expansion DLC for single player. You should be looking at your damn forums and not at the stacks of money piling up. Sure, money's important for business, but at the same time, you need to listen to your fan base, which is will go into the other topic I will be talking here a little bit later. But
you gotta think about it this way, hon. They can't see their forums and they can't see their computer screens because their desks are too stacked with money.
Yeah. And what really surprises me is that, you know, Take-Two decides to shut down the one thing that made modding possible, and actually a lot of the mods were taking the stuff from GTA Online that was exclusive to that and bringing it to single player. Including like the lowrider stuff, the extra car customizations. That was only on PC, and that was a mod of stuff from the online to single player. And that got shut down. Because they thought, oh, it's going to meddle too much with our intellectual property and all this nonsense. Seriously, our copyright laws need to be changed. And on top of that, I guess that goes on with this next topic, which I didn't mention, but for some odd reason, my phone's Facebook Messenger is glitching out on me. But anyways, I don't think this was on the official list, but EA.
Here we go.
And their loot boxes. You're seriously gonna try and make us go for microtransactions for extra weapons and stuff? You claim it's only cosmetic. You claim it's not needed to win. But in all reality, when it comes from weapon to weapon in a first-person or third-person shooter, it matters. Because every gun has different stats. And if the higher tier guns with more damage and accuracy are stuck behind these loot crate nonsense, and it's like a 1 in some odd chance, it's basically gambling. And I have to agree with the UK court on this, that this needs to be stopped. And what's even worse, EA, now you've caused Activision to go further on with their patent to basically make it where they'll purposely matchmake you with people with higher tier weapons than you to try to convince you to buy loot boxes It's real money for virtual freaking items and skins. Just to get supposedly a higher tier weapon. Just to match up with that player. Scumbags.
Not to mention, not to not to mention, there's only a chance that you'll get a higher tier weapon, and you also might get something you already have, which, like what I was saying with the fortune cookies on Animal Crossing earlier, there is a very high chance that you will get a duplicate item. I already have 3 Mario items that are all the same and 2 Yoshi items that are the same.
Yep.
So these loot exclusive things like that, they're fun with these like play coin things. They're fun
good for
and stuff
single
like that.
player content, like as just an in-game thing where I don't have to pay any extra money. Like I can just grind in-game for it. There's no microtransactions to get extra money. I don't mind that for Animal Crossing and how.
But I'm talking about the gambling aspect of it as well, because once you use those play coins, you can't get them back unless you walk.
Yeah, see, but at least you're actually walking and you're getting like exercise in with it rather than just plopping down my credit card.
But I'm talking
instead of just plopping down my credit card for an extra $10 to $100 worth of coin.
I'm talking about the gambling part, but yeah, I understand what you're saying. It's getting harder and harder to play games nowadays because everything costs money.
Actually, it's more so the multiplayer games. And what's really sad is that even Phil Spencer of Xbox has now recently stated that prefers doing the service-based games, aka the multiplayer strictly games, because they make more money over time because of all the DLC and microtransactions.
Not to mention, multiplayer games also make money because of the factor of like Twitch and YouTube and stuff like that.
And he says that single-player games don't make as much money, even with DLC expansions. So, I mean, I get he's speaking from a business standpoint, but
I think this is pretty much going to be a video game episode, guys, because we got a lot of video game stuff to cover.
So, basically looks like single player, unless it's from Sony or Nintendo, seems to be the only 2 console manufacturers. I might actually end up having to side with Sony. I never thought I would do. But they seem to care more for single player games than Xbox does. And so does Nintendo.
Yeah, because like literally most of Sony's releases this year have been single player. You had Crash Bandicoot,
Uncharted,
which is single player. Uncharted, which is single player. They're making The Last of Us 2, which is single player.
I mean, and heck, like the only other one I could think of that's actually any much of a good single player, developer, Bethesda / ZeniMax, with like parent company id, Wolfenstein 2, where basically you're a Jewish guy doing one thing and one thing only: killing Nazis. And people are bitching and complaining, and somehow it's newsworthy. Oh, the game doesn't have multiplayer. It's only a single-player game. Go screw yourselves for the people complaining that there's no multiplayer. Because for once, I actually kind of agree with the developers on this. We should be rather focused on one thing. And if we're trying to focus on a good story-based campaign, make it a single-player game only. Because then we have all the focus on the single-player campaign story. Rather than having to split teams, one for multiplayer, one for single-player. I mean, look at every Call of Duty ever. It's just never been good since Black Ops.
Mm-hmm. So, game releases. Mario Odyssey is now available to the public. Are you planning on getting it?
Eventually, probably after my date with you. Probably on the 3rd of January, I might pick it up on my way out. Um, so.
Yep, same. So I now own a Switch. As some of you who've seen my unboxing may now know, I actually do own one now. And criticisms, of course. I love the whole like me maker expansion has been just like there's so many more options now for like lip color and hair and glasses color and stuff like that, which I really appreciate. Um, Demos, however, not a very big selection, and most of the demos are like third party games, like stuff like that, and you can get a free like Pac-Man game.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah.
I have played I have played some of the demos for like Pokken or Pokken, depending on who you are. I played the demo for Just Dance 2018, which is 24 Karat Magic by Bruno Mars. The Joy-Con are definitely a lot easier to hold than a Wiimote, for sure. I will say that. But the wrist straps are a pain in the rear to get off.
Yeah.
Not off your wrist, off the Joy-Con.
Yeah.
And then
now, honey, did you? Okay, because you're supposed to match up the plus with the plus and the minus with the minus, and slide on correctly. Did you do that?
I didn't put them on, but I watched a video of somebody putting them on.
Okay.
Plus, from your experience, you told me they're a pain in the butt to get off.
Yeah. So far, the easiest way I've found to get them off is if I have is if I'm kind of pulling at it, or you hold down the release button after you unlatch it, and then you actually have to pull from the same end that the button is at.
Okay.
Like that's supposed to make it a little bit easier.
Prediction. I think so. I know that it's the reason they do it because of the whole star system and everything. But why are they so expensive? I mean, 3DS games were 40. Why are Switch games 60?
It's because it's a full home console that also doubles as a handheld. And full console releases have always been $60 since the PlayStation 3, 360, and Wii U days. So.
Wii U games are 50.
No, Wii U games are 60.
No. I saw Mario Kart at my game store the other day for 50. So
that's because you're seeing stuff on clearance at this point, or discounts.
All right, shush.
It's a whole nother ball game.
Okay. Yeah. So predictions for Switch releases. I predict that we will not see a Switch Animal Crossing game till at least the end of 2018 or early 2019 with the release of Pocket Camp.
Oh yeah. So we got some stuff to talk about with the new firmware for the Nintendo Switch, version 4.0.0, which now you can do something that the Xbox One has been doing since launch, and that is video capture. Granted, it's only for 30 seconds.
Certain games at the moment.
Certain games in 30 seconds. But this does mean you can technically get your footage from the Switch to YouTube, but it's really finagled on how you do it. What you have to do is post it to Facebook or Twitter, whichever you prefer, and then use
download it and upload it to
with
YouTube.
an app called TubeMate that will be able to download the video straight from that other social media for you, and then you upload it to YouTube from there.
Right.
I mean, unless
Um,
you're like me and you purchased a capture card and you put it in the dock, and you use the Elgato software. But so far, that's the only thing close to the Mario Kart TV option, how it was before the Miiverse shut down. So, yeah.
um, so another the other predictions I was trying to say. Um, you said that Nintendo said that expect a main series Switch game by spring 2018.
Yeah, because, okay, get this.
Okay.
So, just to prove you right here, I'm on GameStop's website right here. And brand new copy, or by download code, for Pokken Tournament, the original, $59.99. So,
Okay.
Smash Bros, brand new, $59.99. So yeah, it's been that way since the Wii U, hun.
Okay, thank you.
So, but and the factor that they've gone back to cartridges also kind of brings on a little bit of an expense. So yeah, that's the other reason.
They're also a lot harder to lose. A lot easier to lose, I mean.
Yeah, because the cartridges for the Switch are a lot like the same size as the cartridges for PlayStation Vita games. It's the same size.
They're a lot smaller than the 3DS cartridges. Also, to answer a question, I will not be doing that dumb taste test challenge with the cartridge. Not gonna happen.
Yeah, because for the most part, I've encouraged her to go all digital with the Switch for this reason.
Well, yeah, obviously, but even if I got a physical copy of anything, I'm still not gonna do that because it's dumb. Plus, I heard it tastes nasty.
Yeah, like I heard it tasted like
So,
earwax. And the people who have like
ew. So I predict maybe a main series Animal Crossing game, like I said, by the end of 2018.
Yeah.
Smash for the Switch. I don't know if we've talked about this before, but I want to touch on it just a little bit.
There's been
Okay.
possibility and hints put out that it might happen, but it's not guaranteed.
Well, it's obviously going to happen. There's been a Smash Brothers game on every single game system since the 64.
Yes, but I think it's going to be a brand new game. It's not just going to be another port.
That's what we're going to talk about here for a little bit because I love the Smash Brothers franchise. I've been playing it since Melee. I was a little bit too young when the 64 came out, but I've been playing since Melee, so I don't think, sadly, it's going to be the beginning of next year. I don't think it's going to be next year at all, but years are long. We'll see.
I mean, chances are, well, if there is any announcement for it, we'll hear it at E3 2018. That's more.
The question is it going to be another like deluxe, like Mario Kart and?
No, at this point, I think it's going to be a whole new game because I think, these Wii U ports, for the most part, have just been kind of, I guess, a filler arc. If I had to compare it to anything, it's a filler arc of games to hold people over till like some of the newer stuff comes around.
But what I was gonna say was, do you think it's gonna be another like deluxe with all the DLC downloaded, like Mario Kart and Pokken, or do you think it's gonna be a whole new game?
It's gonna be a whole new game.
I hope it's a new game with like, yes, I want to see some of the download characters already in the game, but I understand why some of them might not be. Like Bayonetta is really overpowered and Ryu's overpowered, and
plus they're licensed characters
like
from third-party studios, so
so I understand. I would like to see that, but I understand why they wouldn't do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's also the reason why Solid Snake didn't make a return for Smash 4.
Because the developer from the franchise that he's from was like, oh no, we didn't like what you did. We're not including him this time. That plus he wasn't. I don't think he was a very popular character, honestly.
Yeah. When I looked at the competitive crowd for Smash on Brawl, even for Project M, no one was using Snake. Mostly everybody was using stuff like Mewtwo, Fox, Samus.
It's because he's new.
I don't think many people were using Zelda. More people were using Sheik.
And then more people are using Link than Sheik. Yeah, I get it. But so I understand why they wouldn't bring a lot of the DLC characters back into the game because of, reasons. Some new characters I would like to see would be some new Pokemon, of course. We've already got Pikachu, Charizard, Jigglypuff, Mewtwo, and Lucario and Greninja. I would like to see some new ones. I would possibly. Obviously.
If anything, I would go for Incineroar.
Decidueye,
and
I don't think Primarina would be a good fighter because she doesn't have legs.
Oh, right. Entei would be... Well, no, because Entei is just like one of the summon Pokemon, but it would be kind of nice to play.
Yeah, they usually don't do
Pokemon.
Yeah, have you noticed Mewtwo is the only Pokemon in the history of Smash that's a legendary to actually be a main fighter?
Yeah.
So, I'll let the clock finish. As you can tell by the clock, I'm obviously not at home. But, so anyway, back to Smash. Some new characters I would... Obviously, Pokemon Trainer won't be returning since Charizard's a main fighter now. But maybe do Blastoise or Venusaur. That would be cool.
Yeah.
You want to see Inkling Girl and Inkling Boy and maybe Callie and Marie from Splatoon. Of course, more Mii clothes and Mii accessories for in the game for custom fighters. That would be nice to make a return because everybody likes making their Mii fighters. I know I do.
Yeah, because of all the things, I decided to do a matchup, computer versus computer of. I downloaded some Mii's of Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris, and I basically put them out on Smash just because it's like, let's see these two battle it out in Smash Bros.
Who won?
Chuck Norris.
Of course.
But by like a small margin,
let's see.
What other... about like 120% by the end of the match. I could put them all at both at really high difficulty.
What other fighters do you want to see in the game? I've noticed that Peach has a Daisy costume, but Daisy is not a fighter.
I mean, we got Lucina already, which, oh god, people have made that stupid joke with that one character just because the last part is Cena.
You showed that last couple episodes ago. We already talked about that joke. So maybe include Daisy, maybe, because we've got Peach and Rosalina. Come on.
Well, might as well have the whole princess roster. I mean,
yeah, we've got the whole
might as well add Tetra,
Mario, Luigi, Waluigi, and Wario. We've got pretty much everybody else in Mario. Why not Daisy? And why not Toad?
Pauline. Because, I mean, we got Donkey Kong for crying out loud.
And we don't have Dixie either.
Yeah.
We've got Diddy who can wear a Dixie costume.
Cross doesn't hit the same though.
No, it's not. Trying to think. Besides Pokemon, more princesses. Maybe we've got Villager.
Oh yeah, so I might as well make a shot here because soon we are gonna have to be paying $20 a year for online.
Which is nothing compared to Sony and Microsoft.
Which is about $40
That's
cheaper
why
than
I'm pretty much
Microsoft and $50 cheaper than Sony. But
that's pretty much why
a
I'm.
lot of the PC Master Race crowd is like, oh, you shouldn't be having to pay for online, which I agree. But if it makes the servers better and gets Nintendo's stuff up to snuff, I won't mind. And as long as they don't start putting...
That's why...
I'm just hoping. But I don't think Nintendo's going to go this far, although they did sort of go as far as I thought they would with the whole Amiibo thing and walking certain things in certain games to Amiibos. That is a thing, which that was kind of what I was afraid of on top of that Amiibo festival thing, where the Amiibos were basically what I thought were required. Those are the two things I was afraid of that they sort of did when that stuff came out. That was my one really bad prediction. But I don't know, and I don't think they are going to get on this whole loot box trend, and thank God if they don't. Because right now, Nintendo is like the last bastion of good stuff in gaming right now, as far as consoles go. That's saying something.
Right.
If only I had some blue overalls and a red cap, I could just put some white out for an M on it. I could be Mario tomorrow for work.
But that's why I've always been a Nintendo girl and probably always will be. But, we're getting closer and closer to the release of Skyrim for the Switch.
Yeah,
which is exciting.
We also got Rocket League, Doom, L.A. Noire, and later in 2018, we're getting Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus, where I get to shoot Nazis all day.
And getting the main series Pokemon game.
And so, granted, I asked this to Nerd, like, which game do you think would be a little bit more extreme for me to be sitting on a plane playing, especially if I end up sitting next to somebody who ends up looking at my screen who is a really hardcore fundamentalist who thinks everything is of Satan and evil. What would freak him out more? Doom or Skyrim? Because, I mean, you're fighting dragons and goblins in one, and then the others, in Doom, you're fighting demons from hell itself.
So, I think this year and next year, to kind of like summarize it so we don't go on forever and ever, I think basically it's going to be a really good next couple of years for gaming. I think.
Especially for the Switch owners, and by the way, rest in peace to our wallets. If it's not Steam Summer
I agree.
sales, or if it's not the Steam sales, it's Nintendo.
Literally, what he said last night is super relatable. Paid today, gone tomorrow, broke tomorrow.
Especially if you're a gamer.
That's literally adult life. So there's a TCG box. I just remembered this. Sorry to go back and forth, but there is a TCG box that we're both restraining ourselves from getting until we are actually together, because it's amazing, and we want to do a dual opening of it. Like, dual opening, we don't mean we each open one because that would be crazy expensive. But it is the Shining Legends Super Premium Collection for $80 at Target.
Yeah. And
We are
another.
going to hopefully open this in December.
Yeah, and then there's also Crimson Invasion.
Yes, we have to do another Elite Trainer box battle for that one as well.
Yeah, so
But we're
according to Bulbapedia right now, total cards in the set for Crimson Invasion, it's 111 English cards and 124 in Japanese total. So
yeah, so for all you collectors out there, have fun.
yeah. Oh, here's what's really odd. Is that oh no, or at least no, I read this one. But the English cards will be coming out November 3rd, 2017, and the Japanese cards will be coming. Oh, they already got their set. We're the ones waiting.
Yep. That's because we're behind on Japan on everything.
Yeah,
So
robotics, but here's what's really sad. I apparently just found out that the fight between U.S. and Japan in the big robot battle, it was fixed.
U.S. won. Oh, it was?
Yeah, it was rigged for the U.S. to win. And one person is like, "Oh my god." It's almost like Vince McMahon was behind promoting this.
I want to talk more about that super premium collection.
Okay.
There was one more thing I wanted to talk about, and I can't remember it, and it's gonna kill me. Oh, I remember now. So the premium collection, basically, you get a Ho-Oh figure, you get 2 shining legendaries that are not available in the English set. They're only promos. So I don't know how we're gonna divide those up.
Well, actually, I planned on each of us buying a box, then we do sort of a pack battle of whose box gets the better pulls, kind of like the Shining Legends box twofer.
Okay, and the promos are the prize or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, we'll see. We're getting the same promos. We're all getting this. I mean, both boxes get the same promo cards and everything else. It's just what's in the actual card packs.
I'm talking about the premium collection, not the Elite Trainer box.
Yeah, in the premium collection, it's the same promo cards and figure in every box. From what I've heard.
I know, but we're not both getting a box because they're super expensive.
I could probably swing it for 2.
They're $80 a piece, darling.
True.
Anyways, you get a Ho-Oh figurine, you get a playmat with all the shining legendaries that are in the set, you get 2 shining promos, you get a rainbow rare promo, and I think that's it for the promo cards. I'm not sure. And then, of course, you get the figure. I don't think you get a pin, and I don't think you get a coin. I'm not sure.
No, there is no coin, there is no pin, there is no dice. That's the only 3 things that the Elite Trainer box does come with that the Super Premium Collector's box doesn't.
You get 3 storage boxes, which is the equivalent of 3 Elite Trainer boxes, storage, and then, of course, the 10 packs. So it's really expensive because of the playmat and the boxes. So that's pretty much what you're paying for.
And the figure.
Yes. So I think it's worth the pickup if you are a hardcore Pokemon collector or you really want a video that's going to get you a lot of views, because a lot of people like opening those expensive special collections, stuff like that.
I want something else to put on my secondary desk for my laptop, so that Shining Legends playmat would actually do very well.
Yes. So basically that's something coming up. And then I know a lot of you guys probably don't go to Build-A-Bear very often, but Build-A-Bear, the Pokemon collection at Build-A-Bear has expanded, and I know a lot of you collect Pokemon plushes. I collect the Pokemon Build-A-Bears. I currently have Charmander, Pikachu, and Squirtle. The 3 that I need are Meow, and Eevee. Meowth, Vulpix, which just got released, and I have news that they're going to release Bulbasaur probably next month. So I'm excited to get Bulbasaur. I love Bulbasaur, you guys. If you've been watching a lot of my YouTube videos, you will know how often I mention Rowlet and Bulbasaur because I love grass types. And so...
Yeah, I need to redo I need to get the MLP stuff. Or I need to get Twilight now, because I already have Rainbow Dash and Pinkie. I have a good majority of the main 6 already. But I need to get Twilight.
But I have a complaint about that. Why did they release only some of them for the Sparkle versions, but not all of them?
That I don't know.
And do you think Build-A-Bear is gonna release Vinyl Scratch?
I don't know. To be honest, I already got a.
I hope they do.
I already got a custom plush of Vinyl Scratch, so that kind of knocks that away for me.
Not for me.
No, sorry about that. That was my alarm. Yeah, and that was foaming the squirrel.
Can we talk about sports for a minute?
Oh, yeah. Since I mean, they got sports-based stuff in MLP, so or in Build-A-Bear.
No.
Oh, actually, one last thing revolving around MLP. Apparently, actually, this is another one I will have to get my hands on. It's the special Songbird Serenade pony, which is, well, if you're familiar with the artist Sia, it's basically the ponified version of her.
She voices that character. You know who Sia is if you've ever heard Chandelier.
Or you've seen the album cover and the color of her hair that usually covers her face for the most part. Yeah, same color for the mane and tail hair. And
it's the cutest thing, though.
She's wearing a red bow similar to that of Apple Bloom's, and she's a Pegasus.
Okay. And then, so, as a lot of you have probably know, I'm from Texas. I'm from the Houston area. And so the Astros are playing the Dodgers right now in the World Series. And so it's doing good. I think this is the 3rd game on right now. My grandma and her friend are watching it. We lost the 1st game. We won the 2nd game. And this is the 3rd game. So hopefully we win.
Okay, one thing I do not get here, because I'm looking at the Pokemon collection here on Build-A-Bear. And I am looking at the Eevee, and I'm like, that fur is way too dark. Another occasion.
Yeah, I exactly get some of the details right. A lot of people complained about Charmander's tail. I don't know what's wrong with it.
Okay, to be honest, they should have used the same fur color. Actually, Vulpix needs to be lighter, and the fur deal for Vulpix is what they should have used for Eevee. Meowth, I'm fine with, and how that looks. Charmander, I don't mind too much. It looks, that looks decent. What's
so, I want to talk a little bit about YouTube, which will lead into our channel updates and then the end and blah, blah, blah. So, YouTube updates, a lot of people have been doing that $1,000 mystery box challenge. I think it's a waste of money, but whatever. Gabby Hanna changed her channel name from The Gabby Show to Gabby Hanna to promote the release of her new song Out Loud, which is amazing. You should all listen to it. A lot of gamer YouTubers are doing streams and stuff on Twitch of Super Mario Odyssey. Odyssey. So if you guys want to see some gameplay of that, go check that out. I don't have it yet, so I can't do that. There was something else I wanted to say about YouTube, and I forgot what it was. Oh, DJ actually didn't know this because he didn't know that Shane Dawson had 2 channels. He doesn't use Shane Dawson TV anymore. He uses his main channel. And on his main channel, he actually announced, besides he's selling merch, again, is that he now has a boyfriend named Ryland. Because Shane is bi.
I should also make a note that a lot of YouTubers who have been streaming and doing Let's Plays of the newest South Park game, the Fractured But Whole. Yeah, nice play on words, Trey Parker and Matt Stone. I
was giggling about that, yeah.
Everybody who's playing that has been getting their Let's Plays demonetized.
Yeah, so if you want to do a Let's Play of that, do it on Twitch. Don't do it on YouTube.
That's if you're going for the money and not just, for the fun of it, like me and her are doing. Like, I don't care too much for the money. Like, that's just not my shtick. So.
Yeah, but YouTube also isn't your job, so.
I'm currently trying to find.
Yeah,
my banner image now to match my new profile picture. Which, by the way, yes, I have gone and changed it now to x.a.n.a, x.a.n.a. And the fact
it's not.
I'm a huge Code Lyoko fan, quite obvious, and as I was watching it again this week, there's a bit of a parallel between the relationship between Aelita and Jeremy and me and Katie Cup. It's a long distance relationship. Two people from two different worlds, far, far away.
Temporarily. So channel updates, I guess. As you can tell, I just recently uploaded that Animal Crossing. They're clapping. Animal Crossing video. Because of my work schedule, my uploads are not as frequent anymore, but I'm trying to upload at least a video or 2 videos a week. I'm trying my best. Sorry if I'm not, but I'm trying. I've got lots of video plans in the works. Both me and DJ do have videos planned for December and stuff like that, aside from the weekly podcast, of course.
Yeah, sorry for the late
show.
Well, just sickness.
We were supposed to record on Sunday, but then we both were super tired. We were supposed to record Wednesday, but I wasn't feeling well. I was having a bit of a depression spell.
Yeah.
Like, he can vouch for this. I was just literally sobbing into the phone for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
So that's why the show for this week is super late. We do apologize. I work on Sunday, so I don't know. Yeah. I think the next show will be after Halloween. So.
Yeah. Basically.
Right.
Because this was the only other day we were both free. And
yeah, literally.
It's Friday, gotta get down on Friday. So,
how did I know you were gonna do that?
I occasionally make that joke at work too.
So channel plans. Yeah, gonna try and
fire
upload
trucks
a little bit
in my
more.
neighborhood. Yet again, another fire in my neighborhood while I'm streaming. Go figure. Always happens when I'm streaming.
But I don't really know exactly what I'm gonna do with the channel. I don't particularly know at the moment. Of course, I'm gonna keep it up. I'm gonna do stuff, obviously. But if you guys have any suggestions of what I should do, let me know. Do you have any plans for your channel?
Just gonna be doing the usual. I'm actually gonna soon be doing a review of a new liquid for my vape stuff, actually, that I am going to be getting in the mail soon from Alpine Hemp for CBD, which, by the way, it doesn't get you high or anything, but, you know, it'll basically calm you down, and also it helps with muscle and arthritis pain and headaches and all that. And so the one I got here is Face the Fruit, and kind of indoor smokers. There is a special code that he had for his video surrounding this. I don't know if the code is still valid, but it's Alpine20. And the particular mixture I got is the 300 milligram version.
Completely forgot about the app, the TCG app I wanted to share with you guys. This is basically just an app where you can do like collection and make custom card shelves or video game shelves or whatever. Oh, I got some new followers. It's basically called Snups, and it's basically where you can like show off your TCG collection, look at other people's collections, follow TCG YouTubers, and keep up with their shelves and stuff like that. If you do want to follow me, it's Ace Trainer Katie, all no spaces, and the A, the T, and the K are capitalized. I have all my rares listed on there just to kind of show them off. But Snups is spelled SNUPPS. So this is not sponsored, but if you want to download it, go ahead. And I think that's probably it. Do we have any life updates?
Well,
DJ?
The engagement will be happening in December, right on New Year's Eve. Actually, technically between December and January, right at midnight, when the ball drops. She will be having a new ring on her finger soon enough. So,
and I know a lot of you girls are probably cringing, like, why did he tell you? Why do you already know? Blah, blah, blah. Because I just do. So yeah, obviously he's going to be coming to visit me on December 29th, which cannot come soon enough. Golly. But yeah, I think that's it, right?
Yep.
But we're just gonna do like basic stuff, like I'm gonna show him the mall and we're gonna ride the trolley, play Pokemon Go, stuff like that. He's so mad though. He thought he was escaping the cold by coming to Texas.
Yeah.
And I said, no, you're escaping the snow. But yes, so basically just the stuff. We're gonna film some videos, which are under wraps right now. Halloween pun not intended. It's basically just like under wraps right now, but you'll see what those are later on. And we hope that everybody has a fun and safe Halloween. Don't do anything stupid. But this has been Truly Pointless Radio. This is Katie and signing off. Have a good night.